I think we're ready. Hey, Kelly? Okay, let me spot first of all myself, and then I will spotlight yourself as well. Where did you go? There you are there. Okay. Oh, and there's another person in the waiting room. So well, I'm multitasking here. So let me oh, and there goes my phone now. Jeepers. Let me turn the volume down and get rid of it over there. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. Callie, I recently met her where she kind of stepped into my world, and it's interesting because she's actually was watching me for a while, and I was really wasn't super aware of that, and I think that's really what we need to start to understand is it's okay to take those first steps and be in somebody's circle without being in somebody's circle, right? Like without being in somebody's face, kind of thing, and um, you'll have heard about that with Janice yesterday, how she was just kind of in the background, hidden, and then started to come forward. And the same thing basically happened with this beautiful soul, Callie here. She was in my world. She'd met me through the March gift giveaway that I had done, and then we started to have little conversations because of an opportunity that I provided. And in that she decided to, you know what, I've got a couple questions, and so she stepped in there, and I just was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to meet you. I was very, very excited to hear all about her. So here's who she is above and beyond what I know of her already. She is the guide of the sacred path where dragons breathe light, breath awakens truth, and the soul remembers. Callie is an intuitive spiritual healer, dragon energy connector, and soul alignment coach devoted to helping others awaken their truth, reclaim their voice, and align with their divine purpose. With over 25 years of experience and certifications in Reiki and Akashic record reading, Callie weaves together breathwork, prayer, meditation, oracle guidance, and dragon power and consciousness to support deep soul healing and transformation. Rooted in unique healing energy she calls rainbow love power, a sacred fusion of intuitive insight, spiritual tools, and heart centered support to activate your inner light. And this beautiful soul is here today to talk about the permission to take a breath, awaken your soul, reclaim your voice, and live your divine destiny. Hello, Callie.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And wow, that was amazing to hear out loud with someone else's voice. It's so wonderful. So many of us entrepreneurs are doing it with ourselves. So thank you so much for taking the time to read all of that and get us into this today. I'm so excited to be here.
Right on, for sure. I like so much as probably people noticed yesterday as well. We didn't decide what we were going to do coming into here, and there's been a mixed gambit of people doing different things. You can entirely have the floor to yourself, or I can sit in here and we can talk back and forth. What is your level of comfort, or where would you like to go with that? Because I'm definitely
Thank
willing to give
you.
you the floor.
Oh, thank you so much. I would love to be able to go back and forth. As you shared, we're still learning each other, and this is a new, wonderful new space that I've been introduced to. Definitely have a lot to share, but want to stay on target. So I know it helps when I have some help with that.
For sure. Then I'm going to say your title again because it's such a powerful place to start, and you can then open the conversation there. So Callie's here to speak with us about the permission to take a breath, and that's what
Mm.
really drew me to you in the first place was
Mhm.
the fact that your business too is called Breath to Awakening. So permission to take a breath, awaken your soul, reclaim your voice, and live your divine destiny. So what does that mean to you, and expand on that for us, please.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yes, permission to take a breath is definitely my main mission to share because I needed someone to give me permission to do that. We all go through life. I've had a lot of life happen, and where a lot of the situations I was in, I recognized I wasn't breathing. And literally, someone asked me, "Are you breathing?" And I had to think about that. And then the next moment I said, if I have to think about breathing, then there's something else going on that is happening. And there's a lot of stress. I was in a situation of fight and flight, and just going through evolving out of an abusive marriage, being an instant mom of an infant, single mother of an infant on top of that, and moving out of state back home for help and support. So I definitely found myself in that circumstance not breathing very well, and just very stressed for a very long period of time. And once that question came to me is when my next journey began. I'd already been through a lot of spirituality. I was actually in the Christian realm for a long time and was asking a lot of questions consistently, not getting a lot of the answers. Any answers are being just told, just pray on it. God will answer you. I'm like, well, God did answer me. I'm starting to see some stuff. I'm starting to hear some stuff. I'm starting to freak out in my little world. What's going on? And so, through all that and going through the transition to come back to home, I had to come back to me and come back into my home, which is my skin, my heart, my world. And so, Breath to Awakening, the name of my company is that. I started to learn how to breathe for myself that allowed me to get out of my head, get into my body, and feel Kali. And that awakened a whole new spirituality with dragons and light beings and light language, and all kinds of angels and anything like that, that just really started my spiritual zone shooting in another direction than I thought. In actuality, it was shooting there anyway. But a lot of us will say, oh, I found this new way. I'm like, no, that was the way. This is what happened. This was your awakening. And now let's go through this journey and walk it out. So, permission
Mm.
to take a breath is what I do so that you are allowed to now come into your body with tools I've learned and practiced for many years to keep me grounded and open to what spirit universe wants us to know and teach us about ourselves and how we overflow our gifts into the world.
There's something very, very powerful that I caught in your conversation there so far. And it was when you alluded to the fact that somebody was questioning their breath, and you said, "Oh no, that was it." And then you used the word awakening. There's this, I think there's a misconception that people have that there's got to be this great big colossal massive thing that happens for them to awaken. And sometimes it's
Mm,
so subtle that you don't
mm,
even recognize it until well after the fact. Do you mind
mm.
explaining that a little
Yeah.
bit more in your personal terms? Because it's so much easier. Like, I know for myself, there's some very, very, like I remember screaming at the top of my lungs downstairs. Well, that was a big moment. And then there's other moments where it's just like, it was so quiet and subtle, like really
Yeah.
did not even recognize it till after.
Absolutely, absolutely, and totally on target. Awakening comes in so many different forms. I've had awakening moments where I'm listening to music while I was driving. I used to commute a hefty commute to my job before I was given the permission to have my own business and starting this and being in my space. But I used to commute anywhere from upwards of 2.5 hours a day and still have to get my child from school, etc. And I listen to music and I love music. And so I would start paying, sometimes you don't pay attention to the verses. You're in the groove of it happening. And all of a sudden a word would hit me or a sentence or a verse or a tune. And I was like, oh. And before you know it, that doesn't come, you keep thinking on it, right? And you keep wondering, well, what was that? And how does that? Because all of a sudden I feel like a pop or a breath, all of a sudden like feel like things came off my shoulders of whatever I was thinking about, or new thoughts come like, oh, what's that? Ooh, I'm curious about that. How did that pop up? Flicking through Facebook, going through the zone of things pop, 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 pop all the time. And it's just, I'm not looking for it, but I've already put out my intention of what I'd like to learn about or intention of how I want to live or be exposed to. And then before I know it, and I forget about it. And then sometime later or instantly, boom, it's in front of me when I'm ready for it, which is what I also tell my clients. Planting the seeds when it's time for you to pluck, then you'll be able to go. But if you don't even know it exists, you can't look for it. You can't be open for it. So I'm also here as a seed planter with that breath.
Yeah. You know, there's something very powerful going on here, and I'm hoping that people are catching those nuances, just like these stones that I showed earlier, these crystals. I remember my husband um, really deflated, really against whatever was going on. And we were listening to music in the vehicle, and I chose not to have a conversation at that time because I was
Mm-hmm.
going to react in a um,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 blah kind of manner versus letting it be what it is, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the spiritual rap song came on.
Love those.
And
What? Let's go.
yeah, exactly. However long after the same day, there was a definitive, like a very definite shift in something.
Mm,
But I think that was also because I chose not to react the way that I
mm.
knew I was going to react in the moment. So the
Yes.
seeds that are being planted cause this beautiful ripple effect.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Seeds, stones, pebbles, boulders, they all ripple. And that's why it's so important. And through my own personal journey, and also watching others, but especially like you said, those little intimate moments that you have and you just stop. I think for me, the biggest thing, and for myself, that I still am going through every day, and I have to do it. I'm just as human, even though I have all these wonderful goddess superpowers, but they're all inside this human uh, world, is stop. Stop. That's the first part of the permission. Wherever you are, if you're driving, pull over. If you're in the kitchen, and turn off the fire to the food. If you're if you are running so fast that you can't even see yourself, stop. And it's so hard because what we're fed constantly through the environments we're in, through the speech we're told, through what we hear, what we see, it's go, 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 go. Well, if you're going, you don't know, you got to know where. And if you're going so fast, you don't know where you're going, and you're gonna hit something, or you're gonna plummet off of something that you could have avoided if you just stopped. So you taking the opportunity for yourself, knowing this isn't gonna go really well, and stopping, pausing, and then allowing yourself to catch up to your thoughts. So important, and a
Yeah.
daily thing, a reminder that I need to also do, that I do, but I also teach my clients.
A daily practice. I know that the interest has been piqued with three beautiful words, and I would love to hear you expand on the rainbow power love or rainbow love power. My apologies.
Rainbow love power.
Rainbow
So
love power.
uh rainbow love power is so dear to me. It's a essence of me and all the things that have created me. Rainbows are I love rainbows. They're behind me in my logos, and it's major of my logo because I believe all of us are a part of the rainbow. I believe all of us have something to bring to the table. There's a chair for everyone. And in Kali's world, everybody gets a chance to be here, whether you knew it or not. But once you're there, you're here. And that being able to love is the highest frequency of power, of strength, of everything. And I always come from my heart center. I've always come from my heart center, even when I didn't know what that was. Love first, and love on you in certain ways with healthy boundaries, but always coming from a place of love. And that's powerful. You learn your own personal power, but as a team, I'm a team player. I love, because my mind is only one way. So many, a million brilliant beings and people beyond 8 billion people on this earth plus, and none of us are the same. We all have something to bring. We all have some type of uniqueness that doesn't match, and we all deserve and to have that platform or that space or that community to share that and to learn more about ourselves that way, as well as the things that are communal. Oh yeah, I've been through that. Cool. Especially when you're on this spiritual journey. So my uh, rainbow love power is bringing all those things together of me, but all those things together of the world, and allowing all of us to learn and to share and to have our voices ripple through our frequency, and continue with that wonderful metaphor that we all have a ripple effect, and to continue it as we come into each other like streams and go out into that ocean.
I love that. Now, uh, so I'm going to ask something of you here. I know I have pyramid power, and that's something that I literally energetically create around things, and I've walked people through that. Are you able to give us an example of the rainbow love power?
So with rainbow love power, it comes through. So the first thing is it comes through breath.
Okay.
So having a consistent breath. So I can walk us through a short breath uh, process that I do every day and I teach my clients. I'm happy to do that. And that will bring in those essences of rainbow, the love, and then feeling the power of yourself and the group. I'm happy to do that.
I think this would be really beneficial. One of our audience, and I'll mention her by name, Kitty, she actually had the opportunity to physically drive through a rainbow, like in a way that I don't
Mm,
think many human beings do at all. And I think that your process would give us or gift us the opportunity to feel the magic that she got to experience and that you are able to provide. That would be
sure. That's
wonderful.
amazing. I haven't driven through, I've driven under, but not through. That's amazing. Be like Lucky Charms right there. Let me tell you, this gold. Okay, so it is very simple. I do a count of 4 for each breath and each hold. So please, if you've done breath work, this will sound very familiar, but if you haven't, the process is breathing in for 4 counts, holding your breath for 4 counts, breathing out, preferably with sound, to release any stress, any thoughts, anything that's not for your highest good, and then holding again for 4 counts. And I walk you through that. We go through that a couple of times, and then I bring in some thoughts and affirmations to help you. So I'll surprise you with that as we go. Okay. And we'll do it for a little bit of time. So I just would like you to get comfortable in your seat, or if you're laying down, feel where you are and get your feet grounded, whether they're in shoes, slippers, barefoot, however comfortable you are. You can close your eyes or leave them open, whatever feels good to you. And I'd just like you to take on your own 1 deep breath in and 1 deep breath out, just so you can feel yourself in where you are. And on the count of 2, I will begin. 1, 2, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Again, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, rest. Now that we have the rhythm of that breath, I'm now going to do it again and add in the words for each in and hold and out and hold. Okay? So again, continue to feel where you are, continue to have your eyes open or closed, and we'll begin on 2. While you bring in your breath, I want you to think, I breathe in magic. I breathe in magic. When we hold at the top, I want you to think, I hold and sit in love. I hold and sit in love. When we breathe out with sound, we breathe out. I breathe out miracles. I breathe out miracles. And then when we hold again at the end, I hold and sit in peace. I hold and sit in peace. Okay? So on the count of 2, I'm going to walk us through. You'll hear my voice. It will now be fully ingrained in your brain so that you can remember this afterwards, as you can do this at any time, anywhere, when you need to take a breath, because I've given you permission to do so. On the count of 2. 1, 2, in. I breathe in, magic. 3, 4. Hold. I sit in love. 2, 3, 4. Out. I breathe out miracles. 2, 3, 4. Hold. I sit in peace. 2, 3, 4. In. I breathe in magic. 2, 3, 4. Hold. I sit in love. 2, 3, 4. Out. I breathe out miracles. 2, 3, 4. Hold. I sit in peace. 2, 3, and 4. Rest. Just allow yourself to sit in peace. Feel your feels, feel your body. Allowing your breath to go back to normal. And you feel inclined, start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and coming back into yourself, drinking water, and opening your eyes when you feel comfortable. And of course, that was very short, but it can be done in a much longer. I usually, with my clients, I'll go longer. But that is the taste of rainbow love. Especially sitting in love. Once you're in, and especially you'll find when you do it by yourself versus when you're in a group like this, right? When you're by yourself, you're in your energy and you're able to put your bubble around you and stay there. But when you're with others, you allow those energies to come in that feel safe and that are evolving you. So it feels very different when you have a group versus by yourself, or even one other person, because their energy, their frequency is also around you. So I'd love to hear how that feels for you guys. How was that experience? Was that brand new to you? Was that reconfirming, ooh, I want to get back on this every day or every other day? Were there certain words that touched your heart? Love to hear how you feel about this. Hmm. My solar plexus and throat chakra felt very active after the exercise. Dope. Love that.
Hi,
Hi.
I'll share.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't planning on getting on camera. I haven't even brushed my hair or brushed my teeth yet.
We still love you. Come as you are. That's what
Yeah.
come as you are. Come as you are. We're here for your soul that has
Um,
that's energy.
I did want to share. I thought that was absolutely beautiful.
Hmm.
I have never been big on breath work. I will be totally honest. It's just not my thing.
Sure,
Well,
sure.
before now, I will say that it
Ah,
was not my
okay.
thing before now. Something today
Mm.
definitely clicked.
Wow.
I have a lot of other spiritual modalities that I'm deeply connected to, and it's so funny because everybody pushes the breath work, but it's just never been my thing. And I have found so many other things that I've implemented into my own that have worked for me.
Sure.
But I just got to share with you that now breathwork very much may be a part of my thing.
Oh, wow.
I
What a
am
compliment.
huge on affirmations. Like I
Mm.
channel affirmations. They're a very big part of reprogramming my beliefs, helping me shift my perspective, form new habits. They have
Yes,
just
yes,
been like a gift and a blessing.
yes, yes.
And I am extremely emotional and sensitive
Mm.
and empathetic in that way. And I think that's why I connect so deeply with affirmations because I
Mhm.
get the emotional charge and
Mm.
feeling from it, right?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
you bringing the affirmations into the breath work literally just clicked for me. So you
Ah,
started with I breathe in magic. And
yes.
immediately my heart smiled and my inner child and my soul giggled. And I absolutely loved that. So it was like the moment you started with the affirmation for me, I'm happy. I'm feeling that in my energy. I'm feeling that in my heart and my soul. And so I'm sitting with it and letting the breath work in. And then when you did your hold, I sit and hold in love. Of course, my little inner me is like, I am magic and I am sitting and holding in love. So
Yes. Oh, I love your
I,
inner child. She's so cute.
I just wanted to share that with you and say thank you because that was really
Oh,
beautiful.
you're welcome. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing. I,
you.
I really appreciated that more than you'll ever know. Thank you.
Ah, well,
I'm
thank
so
you.
happy. And even all the comments that are coming in, thank you. I felt my cold feet and vibration. I'm very sensitive in energy. I'm already connected. Oh, wonderful. Kylie, the sweetness was special. Thank you. I enjoy the quote unquote magic and peace. Words are sensitive with my own heart. Yes, yes, yes. While you speaking, you bring energy into my space. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. You all really do give back what I feel I give out. So I'm so grateful. And it's way beyond what I give out, way, way beyond. So thank you for bringing smiles to me as well. Love the reminder of the rainbow. Yes, there's a lot to a rainbow. There's a lot to a rainbow. There's more to it, but that's my mission with my rainbow, which is shifting some other folks' thoughts about rainbows and where they come from and why they're here. So thank you.
I love that. Are there any questions that you would like to ask the audience to spur them on to think about things a little bit differently, Callie?
Sure. You know what? I'm gonna put you guys into my gallery mode so I can see you. I've been seeing Miss Sandra, so look at all these lovely faces. Love it. Um, so I think one of my questions is for those who have felt or seen or smelled or just have a knowing, have you ever felt supported to explore those things that don't necessarily, or they don't at all, fall into the structure of life that you have been living or that has been told for you to live?
Yeah, so you can answer in the chat, or if you would like to raise your hand to have a conversation with Callie about this. You want to kind of restate the question
Restate the
again?
question.
Yeah.
So have you ever been in a time when you have felt or sensed or just have a knowing that something is there that you want to explore, but that it doesn't fit in the way that you're living, the way you've been told to live. Have you ever felt that or sensed that? Yes, support is definitely needed to many. To expand on that a bit. So I guess it's kind of a two-part question. Haha, I didn't say that at the front. Of course, in long life, yes. In short life, too. And I say that because I want to emphasize you're not crazy. So I give permission, but I also to breathe, but I also give you permission to know you're not crazy. For many decades, I thought I was crazy because I'm sensing things, smelling things, hearing things, seeing things. Good, bad, indifferent, Jerry Springer, you bring it on. I saw it and didn't have a clue what was going on. And so what I love to bring to spaces, as well as what I do with my clients, is let you know you're not crazy. And here is a safe space, for real, to allow you to start taking those layers off so that your rainbow light comes out into your authentic self and your divine destiny. And I know for me, that was a massive struggle, that you had to start saying no to things and yes to other things. So I just want you all to know you've got my support. And in this small bit of time, I'm so grateful that I'm here and can bring in some light and hope that these conversations can continue.
I want to expand on Alan's because I think that can be through pretty well everything, and I'll just read it out loud. Many meditational groups that I've experienced have their own way of doing things and highly recommend you do things their way. I mean, we all like everything in our life is geared to somebody showing you that this is the way it's supposed to be done. So I love what you're saying here, that how you are providing a space, both in this beautiful sacred container we've created, as well as in your business overall, of really allowing people's seeds to blossom into full flowers. And I think that's a really beautiful, magical opportunity that they have with you.
Thank you. I'm like trying to read as quickly as well. Um, yeah, I totally hear you loud and clear, Alan. I've stopped doing things because I thought I was doing it wrong. I'm very much a recovering people pleaser. Anybody else recovering people pleasers? So, since I found out when I went through my Akashic records, in one of my sessions or time, that I started people pleasing at the age of 2. I'm gonna be 50. So I'm like, it's a long time to be people pleasing, and it's literally ingrained and trained in me, to make sure others are taken care of before me and at the detriment of me. And shifting that, especially learning new modalities and new ways because you're feeling this nudge to go that way, it's really hard. It's really hard. And you really have to do that breathing and affirmations and whatever feels good to you and give yourself permission. I think that's my big thing. You have permission to do what feels good that doesn't hurt you. What doesn't hurt you, where you have a knowing. I had a dragon awakening, and my dragon connectedness. Ha, ha, ha. I'm a Christian. What is that? You're friends with the beast? What? No.
Yeah.
But that was something that was very much in front of my face. And then to have this dragon consciousness energy be kind, massively protective, and save my life, literally, physically and emotionally and mentally in one moment. What do I do with that? So I've been on a journey to answer those questions, and I'm very fortunate that I said yes, even though it went against what I had been taught and learned for most of my life, to say yes and learn. And so now I'm so grateful because I'm more myself than ever before. And I'm now very much starting going public with my dragon connectedness, including my new update to my website that will be coming out this fall. Literally, there's a dragon at the top of the page. And I'm like, holy crap, I did it.
I love
So,
that. I want to expand on what some of these other things that are coming through on the chat too. We don't need
sure.
to necessarily read each and every one of them. The basis of things are no is still difficult for me. I would love for you to switch into yes rather than no. Like it's that mindset. If something's difficult, then shift into something that's either easier. Saying yes for yourself is probably easier than saying no to somebody else. Okay. Um,
Yes.
the not fitting in, and also to about having gifts and the religious part of that. That's a big piece. You can hear that Callie has a Christian background. I was born and raised Catholic, and there's a lot of people in my community that are very much into their world of God and whatever else terminologies people use. And it's finding that balance. So maybe can you speak a little bit to that balance and how like I love what you just shared, that you're a Christian and then now you've found the courage to stand up and start to show who you authentically are, and you've put the dragon on your web page. Like that's such a power move. Such a power
Yeah.
move. And I want to just swing this back around. This wasn't about saying no to religion. It was about saying yes to me.
Yes.
That's what I heard you
Yes.
say.
Yes. 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 Thank you for pulling that out. And again, I'm all about what resonates with you to be your best self. What doesn't hurt you? I am a survivor from a lot of things because I was learned how to pray for myself. I learned how to be in meditation for myself. So if it wasn't for me going through that path, I wouldn't be here. It's a part of me. Um, the balance is looking, we're all evolving. I guess I kind of go back to something that someone said in the chat. You know, we've been here a long time. I've been through a lot of different things. I was blessed to have one of my grandmothers live to 101 and saw her life get turned upside down at 97 when she was pulled from her home she'd been in for over 60 years to be put into assisted living. And not only pulled into assisted living, she was pulled out of the city she'd been in since birth, had never left, had traveled and things, but was always home base was here. And to know that no matter what age and where we are in our process of this universe giving us this life to live, you're going to go through transition and you need to find what anchors you. And that anchor can evolve and it will evolve wherever you're at in that process. And to be courageous, which doesn't mean you're not scared, be strong and be able to anchor to what keeps you as you evolve. So when I was first learning about the dragons that were connecting with me, talking with me, making me feel safe, I was very much in my Bible verses, all the things I'd memorized, my prayer life. Um, I still did that. I had to because I was trying to figure it out. And that has helped me to now be a bridge for others to know it's okay. You're where you're at, and I meet you right where you're at because I've been there. I've been there. I know what that feels like. And a lot of times we have feelings that don't have words. So to be with someone and be like, oh, yeah, I get that. And then be able to give an example, it's like, boom. So, yeah, the balance is constant, but don't beat yourself up. Be where you're at, be anchored, be grounded, and allow yourself to still fly.
Find the thread is what's coming through. Find the thread.
Mm,
Uh, there's this again using the word this misconception of that if you're in something, that's what you have to be in. And really, truly, like when we think about the big, and I may be going off on a complete tangent, Kelly, so thank
That's
you for
fine.
your patience. Okay.
Yeah,
So when we're
there's no
talking about
tangent.
religion,
Oh yeah.
especially, okay, um, I think for myself, and I want to explain my piece of this, and my maybe a family member, just real quickly here, is I found that once I recognize that the religions were actually man's interpretation of
Mm-hmm.
what was going on, I
Mm-hmm.
was actually able to start to see and hear things differently. An example of that was being at a Remembrance Day service and listening to one of the people, a pastor or minister. I was raised Catholic, so it's a priest or a father, not a pastor or a minister, right? But being able to
Mm-hmm.
hear that person speak and hearing it from a completely different point of view, because now I'm listening to the words from the divine versus the man's
Mm-hmm.
interpretation of the words. And it was such a powerful moment for me to shift into that. Because when I read Gloria's, where it's Catholic, Mormons, Christians, Muslims, and then she found the answers in spirituality, it's that
Mm-hmm.
recognizing the all and how the threads go through.
Yes, yes. I love that. Yes, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're so great. I love this. Absolutely. I just think of a quilt. I'm also an actor and I've done many different characters for over 25 years. And one of my first characters in college, well, not my first, I guess, but in college, we did a show called Quilters. And it was women in the Newfoundland of America. Um, and men. I played a couple men, but it was predominantly women. And that was what it was. It's a quilt is putting together all those patchwork, right? So you say a thread. I just get this picture of this beautiful quilt.
I love that. Is there anything else that you want to share as we get closer to winding up here about like who do you work with? I know you've kind of spoken a lot about how and the things that you offer. Who recognizes you? That's how I want to word that. Who recognizes what you have and are like, oh my gosh, this is the person I need to speak with.
Do you mean human or spirit guides? Or
Hey, give us both.
okay, because at first I was like, spiritually. So it might sound generic, but it's real. So spiritually, I work with um, angels. I work with dragons. And when I say it plural, it's very plural, especially dragons. There's groups of dragons. There's different galaxies of dragons. There's different dragons that are as big as a galaxy. Um, and I have different specific ones that I tap into for when I need help with writing or versus walking and getting into this exercise routine or talking to my kid. And sometimes it's the same, but definitely have different dragon energies and consciousnesses that come through. My ancestors, and for me, my ancestors are specifically some folks who have passed over. I talked to one of my grandmothers, but I'm very close. I was very close with the one I talked about that was 101 was my mom's mother, so my maternal grandmother, but my paternal grandmother was my twin. We used to call each other's twins. And so I am very much hearing and feeling and seeing her through her signs. And other ancestors with the Akashic record reading that I've done, who's and learning about former lives I've had and things like that as well. Um, and just any one out light beings, I guess would be the best way to say it. I don't have, there's the Arcturians, there's the Syrians, there's other ones, but that's the biggest two that come to mind that are very much a part of what I do as well, and who I am and teaching me who I am and how to give my gifts out. When it comes to humans who come to me through their souls, um, It's interesting because as an entrepreneur, you're one of the things you're told is you have to find your and just fully describe and picture your ideal client, your ideal customer. And y'all just heard me say I'm a rainbow, like I just serve everybody. But there are certain people, right? And that was a massive challenge when I first started my business. And so now what I have found I say the people who are curious to learn about their spiritual walk when things, again, going back to what I said, don't fit what you were told it should fit, that have a knowing, that are having experiences with their senses, their clairs, is a short way to say it, but because that was my journey. And so I find that I'm very helpful, especially with the transitional from out of a religion, which you said so well, Sandra, so well, hearing directly from divine instead of going through someone else. And I am a vessel. It's not me. It's not Kali. Kali's voluntarily submitted to saying, I'll be a clear vessel for you to hear what you need to hear. So I have clients that have come to me to learn about their dragons and meet their dragon. I've had clients come to me who want to learn how to ground and take the breath that they never took for themselves and learn those tools. I have clients who've come to me, and that's the other thing. I have clients come to me for one thing and end up getting something else. And I always say, stay open. This is a big onion, or I love a rose, and we're going petal by petal as they blossom that flower. I love that. I'm stealing that, Sandra. And so, I had someone come to me for anxiety, and they actually had all the tools. They just weren't practicing them. And so just similar to what we just heard earlier, affirmations, heavy affirmations don't like breath work, but then all of a sudden I clicked them together. Magic. So maybe there's modalities that you've already been doing and you're having, but you're like, but if you hear it from a different voice, a different perspective, boom. And that's what I hope to be, is that different perspective that gives you the permission to try and ask questions. What is this? I'm hearing this voice. What is this? I actually had a friend slash client. She's like, I'm hearing knocking. The hell is that? Oh no, let's go find out. And safety and protection. And then walking her through how to do that for herself and asking, do you want me to come with you?
Yeah.
So I hope that answered it. But it's just
There
those who
was
are
so much
curious.
there.
I know. I tried not to do the whole rainbow, but it's my thing.
Oh no, you answered beautifully. I'm going to kind of start from the tail end of that. The opening yesterday, and I alluded to it at the beginning, possibly this morning. I'm not sure if I mentioned it actually this morning. I opened yesterday with talking about carrying the yoke with the buckets, and one has a leak, and it waters the
Mm,
flowers, and that's why I brought up the flowers. And here you are, even taking the flowers even that much further. You all out there are the flowers, and we are watering you right now. Okay.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes,
Also, too, you beautifully gave everybody the permission to be open to whatever guides are coming through. It doesn't
yes.
have to be a guide. They don't need to know the specific name of a
Oh
guide
yeah.
and
Yes,
work with
correct.
a guide. Like you've just given everybody so much permission. Like I felt um the belts coming off, the windows opening, right? The bra
Yes.
coming off.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something I questioned. Do they always have to have a name? I don't have a name. For a lot of, I can't tell, there is no name. It's just a feeling, or it's a color, or multiples of color, or it's a certain shape, like I said, or song, and it still works.
Love it. Love it. Everybody, write your hashtag takeaway in the comments for us. And as you're doing that, I'm going to invite Callie to speak a little bit about her gift that she's offering you, the beautiful breath reset, ground, center, and align in less than 4 minutes. And I will share this again after your takeaways, but please do write in some takeaways as well, please.
So the breath, so you guys were so fortunate. I'm so happy we got to do it, Sandra. I wasn't sure what we were gonna run out. But so the breath work we did today is also similar to, it's actually an evolved breath work from what I shared as my free gift. Again, my whole thing is giving people permission to learn how to breathe again. So it's a very simple 4-count breath where I explain a little bit about what breath work is, and then you actually can follow me just like you just did in taking your breath for the day or whenever. Again, breathing, if we're not breathing, we're not here. It's just truth. And if you're not breathing grounded and calmly, you're not here and you're not in yourself. So it's just very important. So that's why it's so, that's why I gave it as my gift, because I truly believe breathing for you, breathing as you, and breathing to be you is a gift that we all have the ability to open and run with, just like a kid.
I love that. Yeah, take a look at some of the takeaways you've got happening there.
Oh, I see how you did it. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, wait. I just kept saying hashtag takeaway, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of the same thing, but it was just looking in the camera. Thank you. Using your breath invites you to be in your body and out of your head. Yes. Breathwork and affirmations. Love it. Yes. So permission to take the breath and allow yourself to be open to whatever comes in. Miracles happen. Boom. Yes. Oh, I love this. Yeah. I have a galactic sized dragon like I do. I love it. Yes, I have multiple ones. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I just got like hot out of who wrote that? I'm sorry.
I did.
Oh, Sandra did. Ah, no surprises there. Permission to explore your dragon. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, this will definitely be on replay, and happy to be available, even not as a replay. I also have the opportunity where you can connect to me for free, one-on-one, right on my website, and we can talk further about where you're at and to see how I can support you if we're the right connection for you. And of course, I have many resources like Miss Sandra that also work. So I give, I love to give. I'm not a keeper. It just doesn't work that way. And share. That's a thing. So I love to share who I've worked with that have helped me if I'm not able to be the right connection for you. But I so appreciate and love the time that you provided me, Sandra. What a gift you are to all of us and to this world. Meeting you and manifesting a relationship with you, as well as this opportunity and other things that I've shared with you, and it's just been so powerful for me in such a short period of time. So I hope and pray that I'm doing that for everyone here, as well as those watching the replay or sharing with others, checking out websites, etc. That you feel good, and that you are able to feel good in your own skin. That's so important.
I love that. There's everybody, when you start to do the replays on the YouTube channel, yesterday's already there. The conversations, the fun conversations we had leading up to this summit are there as well. And Callie's also been on my podcast too. And the like, it's just really magical when you start to hear the little like the word, when I use the word threads. The
Mm-hmm.
threads are really, really interesting when we start to recognize the threads are through there. And you're going to hear Alan Tutt speak later today, and he's the manifestation uh, guru type of person. I'm sure he probably doesn't like the word guru, but I threw it out there. And Callie and I are a beautiful example of that manifestation in work. She literally was telling her husband that husband, right?
Yes, I'm remarried, wonderfully
Okay.
remarried. So yes, you're absolutely right. I was like, oh, I didn't say that part, but I didn't get, that wasn't a part of the story I told today. But yes, I am beautifully remarried to the right soul, the right man. And yes, and I was talking with him after I'd followed much of you as I shared, and said, I really need to talk to this woman. Like every time she has, I live on the East Coast in the United States in Cambridge, Mass. And then so Sandra being in Canada, we have the time difference. And I'm like, here we go again. a lot of folks I'm connected to are in Australia. Let me tell you something, that's some interesting time zones. But we make it work. And because when you want it, you'll do it. And but yeah, that was one of the things. Every time Sandra had something pop up, I was like, oh, that sounds so good. Oh, I want that. I can't do the time. I can't do the time. I can't do the time. So I told him, I'm like, it'd be so cool if she did one more thing, something that would be in this time. I just want to talk to her. And then the next day, I see this email. Boom. Yeah, I got this inkling that I should do this on a Zoom to wrap up what we've been working on every week.
Yeah.
And I saw the email 15 minutes before the time, and I didn't have anything. I was like, ha, I'm in. And that's how Sandra and I met. And she shared with me that she had no
Oh man.
intention. Yeah, the timing she got the thought was the time about, like, didn't we say that? The timing I was talking to my husband's like the timing you got the thought, and then all of a sudden I didn't have anything to do. And we got what, 10 minutes just one-on-one, and then we had
Yeah.
others come in the room. I was like, yeah, you shoot.
You manifested that, girl.
That
Yeah.
was dope. And now I'm here and I get to be with all of you. Huge hugs.
Yes. Thank
So,
you, Callie. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. This is the prime example of show up. Show up whether
mm,
you're behind your screen, in person, on wherever you are on your journey, you will get to the point. You don't have to get to the point like Callie and I are here speaking like this, but getting to the
yes.
point where you're able to see yourself. And that's what this whole message of this whole thing is all about, because every one of us feels the same as you do or have at some point in your life. The world of oneness, right?
Yes, 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 yes. And I speak also to women of color. It's what you just said, to see yourself. I don't see myself very often. And that's also a part of my mission, is to be out here to show we out here, we're here too, and have permission to be in these spaces and places with everybody. And all of us, again, my rainbow, all of us here, disability, and whatever title this world has put on you. But it's so important to see yourself. And I love that, Sandra. And that's part of also why I'm here to stand up and say, hello, you're not alone. Because that was really important for me
Love
also.
that. Thank you for being here, Callie. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.